34 times sales. I know they've been growing fast. They've been doing really well. Cloudflare, CrowdStrike, Broadcom, NVIDIA. Look at this. These are all names that have been doing very, very well lately. However, if something were to turn against it, these could be the ones that fall the fastest and the hardest. So what I'm thinking is I'd actually love to have a strategy that's simply shorting these, right? Buying put options on these. Hopefully I'm wrong, right? Hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully we don't go through that scenario. But if I'm right, these things could pay off big time. You own a put option on a Palantir, and if this thing falls 80%, you can make a heck of a lot of money trading the put options. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about lately. Is making a strategy that basically owns put options on this. It's kind of a hard one to backtest because you'd have to see things that have happened in the past. I think, if we went over like the tech bubble or 2008 or, the bear market of 2022 or something like that, we could actually see if we own these put options, how would this have done? I think that'd be a very interesting strategy. Speaking of which, let's see how ours is doing. So far, so good. It's been running for almost 10 minutes. We have a back test running here and actually has made some money. Went from 94,000. Okay. We can actually watch this thing. This is actually kind of fun to watch. We can actually watch while this thing trades. So it's down a bit right now. This is from March 31st. So we're actually running a back test. I think we don't have the full time period here, but this thing is back testing. I think, where is it? There it is. From December 18th, 2024 to December 18th, 2025. So we're back testing it to basically today, pretty much exactly 1 year. Okay, and we're seeing that so far it would have been down a bit for the year. Okay, this is in March. This is actually when we had the big drop in the stock market. So this is probably because we owned TQQQ. We saw a big drop, but then we could see if our put options protect us here. It's actually not too bad, given I think the entire stock market around this time period was down almost 20%. So given the fact that we're in a leveraged instrument, we're trading TQQQ, this is actually not too bad. So we're going to keep watching this. We'll see how this thing does. We'll watch this back test actually run. Okay, now we're in April 1st. Yeah. Now we're in May. Right, we could actually watch this thing trade. Okay, and it's actually going up here. So we see by August 7th, it actually trended up a bit. All right, and I'd love to see, I'm going to open up on another tab here. I'd love to see actually how the S&P was doing around this time period. Look at that. In October, it's actually shooting up again. Boom. So we had this drop. This is at the beginning of the year. This is a $100,000 account, so it dropped to 81,000. So it had about a 20% drop, which is not too bad given the amount of leverage this thing is trading with. Right, and you can see here, we're ending up about, we're somewhere flat. That's actually not, it's not that crazy. We'll analyze this thing right after it finishes. Right, once this thing finishes, we could actually talk to the AI and we could say, hey, this thing ran and it didn't go up that much. How is this doing versus S&P? Let's actually take a look here. If I was trading the S&P 500 over the same time period, 1 year, it's up 15%. This bot would have been up so far looking like about 2%. Actually ended a bit down. So total return, it ended down about 5%. Okay, so this strategy, maybe not the greatest right now. Let's get AI to analyze this. Okay, why did this happen? So I'm going to ask this AI, I'm going to say, can you analyze the most recent backtest and tell me why it lost money? I would have expected it to have gone up a bit. And let's actually check. How's the NASDAQ doing? 'Cause that's what it's actually trading against. Let's go QQQ. How did the NASDAQ do over the past year? Yeah, because NASDAQ is up 17% because the QQQ was up 17% over the same time period. And we own the TQQQ, so I would have expected to make some money. However, maybe the put options were too much of a drag. I'm thinking, maybe we should use less of the account in put options, or maybe we should, buy further out of the money or something like that. Right? We could also, would a put spread have been better? Right? We could ask a few questions around that. Okay, so let's see what this analysis comes back as. So I would have expected this to actually do pretty well. This thing owned TQQQ. So we can actually take a look at what happened here. We have a lot of analysis that we could do. So here is the TQQQ. Here's all the trades that happen. Well, you can see this thing is trading quite a bit. It was buying and selling TQQQ quite often, which doesn't seem right to me. Right? Why was it buying and selling TQQQ so often? Hey, we can get the AI to analyze that. Here it's buying, put options. Here it bought the put option, right? And it bought it right around the bottom. Here it bought the put option. And then here it's just trading TQQQ back and forth. Right? Maybe it's just trading TQQQ too often. This doesn't seem right. We'll have this AI analyze this thing. Okay, and then I could also take a look at some of the other stuff here. We could see basically our trades and our tear sheet. Right, here's our tear sheet. This is what it looked like. The S&P dropped. We dropped along with it. It came back up again. We didn't come up as fast. And then more recently, things dropped and we got hit hard near the end. Look at that. This would have lost a lot of money over the past week or two. Which makes sense, but it makes me wonder why our put options are not helping us out. Why are we not getting that boost from our put options? Because I would have expected that to happen here. Okay, here's what the AI said. Based on the backtesting results and the strategy logic, here's the analysis of why the strategy lost money despite the market rally. Total return -5, max drawdown -23, Sharpe ratio -4.